Welcome to the demonstration of the Fermi energy of copper experiment. So in this experiment we want to estimate the value of Fermi energy of copper. So here we will demonstrate how to perform the experiment. For performing this experiment we need a regulated power supply, and we need a copper coil which is very long, and it is wound around this material as you can see here, and it is covered by a tape so that it is not moving all over the place. It is held in this place by this tape that you see here. So we also have a multimeter which we are going to use to measure the voltage drop across this long wire which is made of copper, and we also have a milliammeter with which we are going to measure the current that is flowing through the copper wire. So as you know, this milliammeter has to be in series with the copper wire, and if you look carefully at the board here, the 2 points which are connected to the milliammeter is kept in series with this which is basically the copper wire, and these 2 points which is measuring the voltage is actually kept in parallel to the copper wire. So that is the basic premise of how to do the experiment. So now we have set up the connection here where these 2 wires are drawing power from the DC regulated power supply and is connected to this printed circuit board, and these 2 points are connected here, and these 2 wires are connected in diameter to the printed circuit board, and these 2 wires are used to connect this from copper wire, long copper wire, to this printed circuit board. So this is the basic connection that has to be done. And now to begin the experiment, we'll switch on this apparatus and we will pass some current through the copper wire, and let us adjust the voltage value so that we get a current value of around 10 milliamps. If you look carefully, the current is showing 10 milliamps. I have deliberately adjusted this knob to set the current to 10 milliamps, and there is some value for the voltage which I can note down that value also. And then first what I will do is that I will measure the value of the voltage drop and the current at room temperature. Basically this is at room temperature. As you see, this copper wire is at room temperature. Or you can also take water in this kettle. See, this is like a kettle where you are going to take hot water later. You can take some ambient temperature water which is at room temperature, and you can keep this inside this. So that is also like doing the experiment at room temperature. And we'll now note down the voltage value and the current value, which we'll note down, and then we'll estimate the resistance by doing V by I, which we'll note. So now to proceed to the real experiment, we will actually take hot water which has already been preheated in this electric kettle, and we will pour this into this kettle. So now what is happening is that the copper wire is sensing the hot water and it is itself getting heated up. As you know, when the metal is heated, its resistance also increases, because the resistance of a metal increases linearly with temperature. So that is a principle which is being applied here, and the resistance is going to go up, and corresponding to the resistance going up, what we are going to see? We are going to see that the voltage drop that we are measuring across the load, which is the copper wire, is also going to increase, because V is equal to I times R. I is held constant. As you can see, I is not changing, it is still constant at 10 milliamps. So if I is constant and R is increasing, that means the voltage drop is going to increase. And indeed we are noticing that the voltage drop is increasing dramatically. It was around 95 or 96 at room temperature, and now it has increased to around 123.2. So on top of all this, we also have to note down the temperature, because that is important. So we are going to note the temperature using this digital thermometer. The digital thermometer, we are going to note down the values only when both the value of the digital thermometer, the temperature, as well as the value of the potential drop, both are going to show a drop. When one is increasing and the other is decreasing, will not take the reading. So we are going to patiently wait. And right now the digital thermometer is showing 85.2. It is showing a decreasing trend, and the voltage drop is also showing a steady trend. It's showing a decreasing trend. So we can start taking the readings. The first value is, we'll take an interval of 2 degrees, let's say. So the first temperature value will start noting down is from 84 degrees for this particular experiment, let's say. So 84, the value is 122.7. That will note down in the manual, and next value we will take is for 82 degree. Let us wait for it, thermometer to show 82 degrees. So basically, as you can understand, that the water is cooling down. As the water is cooling down, the resistance is falling. As the resistance is falling, the potential drop is falling, and therefore we are noting down both the temperature as well as the potential. So the next value that we are going to note is for 82 degrees. It is very close to that. Yeah, so 82 degrees is showing 122.1. So that's the next reading. So similarly, we will take as many readings as possible. Minimum 10 to 12 readings should be there. If you can take more number of readings, that's absolutely fine. So this is how we will take the readings. And now we will also estimate correspondingly the resistance values that we are getting for each of those readings. And now with these readings conducted, we will plot resistance versus temperature on a graph, and we will extract the slope of this graph. And then with that graph, we will proceed with the calculations. The formula that is going to be utilized for doing the calculation is given here. The Fermi energy of copper, EF, is given by 1.36 into 10 to the power minus 15 root of rho A m by L in joules, where rho is nothing but the density of copper, which is 8960 kg per meter cube. A is the cross-sectional area of the copper wire. It is nothing but pi r squared because it's circular cross-section. And r is the radius of the copper wire, which is turns out to be 0.125 millimeter radius of the copper wire. So you have to calculate the area using the formula pi r squared. L is the length of the copper wire, which for the wire that we have chosen is 15 meters. And M is the slope of the resistance versus temperature graph. This resistance and temperature you calculated experimentally. Every 2-degree fall in temperature, you noted down the values of resistance versus temperature, and that you plotted, and from that graph you extracted the slope. That slope is nothing but M. So this is the formula we are going to use, and if you want to convert it to electron volts, again you have to divide by 1.6 in 10 to the power minus 19. So that will be the answer, and typically it will come around 8 or thereabouts electron volt. That is the answer you are expected. Just remember that in this ideal theoretical graph, the line is shown as straight. It does not mean that in experiments all the experimental points will lie on a straight line. You'll get a lot of noise, thermal noise will be there. So as usual, you have to draw a straight line through the middle of all the points. The points will be noisy, there will be noise, but you have to draw a line such that the points are equidistant from the line. So that's called the method of least square fit, and that is the principle by which you have to draw the line and extract the slope.